Bosombo, ala Bosomba.
Hi guys, this is Lord Shaka, your favorite person. How are you guys today? This is a game of team deathmatch I played fairly recently, and by fairly recently, I'm probably talking about a week ago. And I almost went flawless. Yes, I know, almost doesn't count, but I was doing pretty good until towards the end where I had three rapid deaths in succession, and it was just painful. It was very painful indeed. And yeah, hopefully I'll get a flawless match soon enough. Anyway, what I want to talk about is more do you guys think is I suppose gender issues, yes, do you guys think there's a sort of double standard in society in the way guys and girls are treated? Like if you follow a bit of international news, I'll give you two examples from the UK, from Britain. In one case, this 17-year-old girl killed this homosexual man because he's homosexual. She stomped on him with her ballet pumps, stomped on his head, and she killed him. And she was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. Her boyfriend, who was also part of it, I guess, who allegedly knocked this, well, not allegedly, I guess it's been convicted now, who knocked this homosexual man to the ground. Not killing him, but knocked him to the ground. He gets 6 years in prison. So I suppose the question is, if the gender were reversed, and let's say it was a case of a girl knocks down an homosexual man, she's with her boyfriend and she knocks him to the ground, punching him. I don't know how, I've assumed, yeah, she knocks him to the ground, and her boyfriend stomps on his head with his steel cap boots and kills him. Do you think that she would have been given 6 years in prison, and he would have been given 2.5 years in prison, even though it was actually his actions directly that caused the death of this homosexual man? And I'm not sure. I would think in the UK that's even a hate crime, because it's been proved, it's been established that the reason they killed him or they assaulted him is because he was homosexual. And then another example I want to point out, straight from the UK as well. A certain politician, I think his last name is Johnson, he is the shadow chancellor of the Exchequer, a very high-ranking political office. His wife was cheating on him with his police bodyguard, and now this police bodyguard, it also turns out that not only was he shagging the boss's wife, he was also shagging the boss's secretary. Now, the secretary of this politician is a 50-year-old woman. She's 50, and this politician's wife is in her 40s. This policeman as well, who's doing all the shagging, is in his 40s. But now he's been suspended by the Metro Police pending an investigation. So do you think that makes sense? Like an adult man in his 40s is sleeping with a 50-year-old woman and another woman who's in her 40s. So we're talking about adult women here. And he's suspended from his job pending an investigation. An investigation into what precisely? Who knows? And also, if we were to reverse the roles, let's assume, okay, it was actually Mrs. Johnson who's the politician, and her husband, Mr. Johnson, happens to be sleeping with a policewoman who is the bodyguard, who happens to be the bodyguard, and this policewoman also happens to be sleeping with Mrs. Johnson's secretary. Do you think that the policewoman would have been suspended and there would have even been an investigation? Do you think anyone would even actually, how do you think people would react? Now, if you think people would react differently in that situation, then would you say that's a double standard, or would you say it's okay to sort of have one rule for men, one rule for women? Because my assumption is we're all supposed to be equal under law, and that includes moral law, not just legal law. So that's my point basically. Like, is there a double standard? I mean, Monica Lewinsky wasn't suspended from the White House because she was sleeping with the president of the United States as an intern. But how would you think people would have reacted if it was the reverse and it was a White House intern, male intern, who was sleeping with a female president? Or it's I know how people would react, but it just seems to be do you think there's a double standard? Do you think there just seems to be this leniency towards female misbehavior as opposed to male, or do you think there is no double standard that it's the way it should be? Even if a chick stomps a guy's head to the point of killing him with ballet pump shoes, it's okay for her to get 2.5 years. The boyfriend, who is guilty of the crime of assault as well, but it's a lesser crime of assault because it wasn't his actions that resulted in the death of this man, gets 6 years in prison. Is that okay? Or do you think, for example, in Australia, in the UK, they have this whole thing that's sort of trying to give fathers paternity leave as well, but people are sort of complaining about it. Do you think it's fair? I mean, when a couple have a baby, it's not just the woman gets maternity leave, but the father is also a dad, And I remember at one of my old jobs, the amount of paternity leave a guy gets? 1 day. You only get the day off when your kid is born in hospital. Otherwise, there's no paternity leave. And is that sort of fair? Is that a double standard that my wife could take as much as a year off, and if it's a government job, the position will be held in place, but for paternity leave, all I get is the 1 day off when yes, the baby's coming, I have to go to the hospital now and be there. That's all the day I get off. That's all I get for paternity leave. 1 day. Is there a double standard in society? Do you think there's a double standard? I mean, after all, feminists would like to say equality, and everyone would like to treat women as equal. So do you think there's a double standard when it comes to responsibility? Like it's not just equality in terms of duty, but do you think there's a double standard when it comes to responsibility and punishment? Do you think perhaps women are not held as responsible for their actions as men are? Do you think, what do you think of the whole, what do you think of the two examples I've given? What do you think would have happened if it was a case of a young man and his girlfriend knocks an homosexual to the ground, and her boyfriend stomps on his head with his steel cables and kills her? But in this case now, it's a woman who does it with a ballet pump. She gets 2.5 years. Do you guys think there's a double standard in society? That's all I want to know. Just let me know, comment. Perhaps some of you even have examples. And if you tell me how you feel, and explain why you feel the way you feel about it. That okay, yes, there seems to be a double standard in gender relations, or no, there's no double standards, and this is why I think there's no double standard. Feel free. Just talk about something. Back to the gameplay. You'll probably see me about to have my 3 losses now, because I guess I was too much on a roll and pumped up. I started feeling invincible or something, because now I'm about to get my butt kicked 3 times back to back. It was a pretty fun game though, but yeah, this is the first bit where I get my ass handed to me. Knifed. Like, what the hell? There goes my flawless streak. And then I just respawn. Just as I respawn, slow to react, get shot again. What is going on? So I respawn here again. Look what happens. Corner camper. I don't know how he got me. You saw his screen go red in the top right corner there, but somehow he got me. Must be lag. So 3 times back to back. Bam, 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 bam. There goes my flawless streak. I should have just stayed up there in that little tree house and just camped out the rest of the game, I suppose, instead of running around. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and yeah, tell me what you think about the issues I raised with regards to gender relations. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And this is Lord Shaka, your favorite person. Thank you very much.